for the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and it's goal! So 3-3, the power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics, and we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
For the past 3 years, we have been awarded Energy Star Partner of the Year for Energy Management, and this year we have won Energy Star Partner of the Year for Sustained Excellence, which is the highest level of EPA Environmental Protection Agency recognition, and it is truly an honor. We're very, very happy to receive this award and this recognition.
You know what? You're going to hear a starting lineup from the other team. Did you catch that?
That's true, yeah.
The PA is going to announce it. So get a pen and circle it or something.
Do you have most of their numbers in? Keep putting numbers in. I'll circle them for you. He didn't give you numbers, doesn't matter. Jesus Borez is the first starter. He didn't turn it. His mic is low.
Who's?
The PA's mic.
Oh.
There it is.
He's not doing the starters yet either.
No, okay. Bench players for...
Carlos Morales. And from Naperville,
Tilt down.
And now for the Steel City FC starting 11. From Richmond Park, the Minister of Defense, Nigel Dillard. From Shorewood, Max Shovo. From Lyle, Hans Haneca. From New Lenox, Cohampton all-time scoring leader Jake Lyson. From Kankakee, Rodrigo Munoz. From Tinley Park, Jake Bosco. From Joliet, Brandon Chewy Camacho. From Joliet, Leo Haro. From Chicago, Angel Ares Mendes. From Tinley Park, Matthew Ribbons. And from Joliet, Sebastian Contreras. Our head coach from Kankakee, Vincent Mkwanazi. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, our Steel City FC.
Let me know when they're ready to go. Let's get this ready. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another production of SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone. Kyle Smith alongside my partner and good friend, Bob Vilsaway, for another production of SBS. Bob, it's 8:03 p.m., which means it's about some time for some Midwest Premier League soccer. Czarni Jaslo, the visiting team, playing Steel City, the home team, but for Steel City, they're the underdog in this one.
Yeah, the first place team, Czarni Jaslo, is a very, very good team. The reason we're starting a little bit late is there was a fantastic soccer game before us. Right. It ended out in the shootout, and the team in blue ended up winning when the team in black hit the top of the crossbar in the shootout. What an exciting game for all the players and team and fans who were here earlier watching.
So even though they were wearing the blue jerseys, they weren't very blue after the game.
Oh no, you have a 1-0 lead and the game hasn't even started.
Right, I'm on a roll right now.
Yeah, look out.
Remember the Chicago Nation game we did on Saturday where the player for Sueño had the last name Mata?
Yes.
And he missed the shot?
Okay.
But it was only a matter of time before he finally scored if he kept shooting.
Yeah, but I think that one goes on the shutout you gave against me last week. So it's still 1-0 today.
I don't get a 2-0 for that one?
Oh, you do, but on last week's game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But Czarni Jaslo is an excellent team today. It's going to be a little bit of an uphill climb. We can say, though, that Steel City is very confident. We had the pregame interview with the captain, the co-captain, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And very confident in the team's ability. They were kind of saying, right, well, you got to win this game, and then you're 2 points behind them. So it's one of those must-wins. You don't win, though, then you're 8 points behind. So this is like you're either 2 points or 8 points behind. And let's just keep a tie out of the picture. I don't want to do the math.
Right. So if Czarni Jaslo gets into problems, Czarni would love the tie. The tie doesn't really help Steel City that much.
Yeah, nobody really wants a tie. I mean, everybody knows a win is worth 3 points and a tie is only worth 1 point. You'd rather win a game and lose a game than tie twice, right? So there's an extra point out there for the win. So I can safely say that if it comes late into the game, especially in Steel City's case, they're going to go for that win. They are not going to play for a tie by any stretch, because if they tie, they're still going to be down by 5 points in the standings. That doesn't help them. They need the win.
So for Czarni Jaslo, Bob, watch out for Anthony Marmolejo. He scored twice against DeKalb County United. Don't want to jinx Steel City, but they are undefeated here at Julian Healthcare Field.
Well, yeah, we don't want to give them the announcer's jinx, but one thing we did notice, both teams, very few goals against, right? But Czarni Jaslo has several goals more. They have a much bigger goal differential, so I think it's probably going to come down to that. So the extra goal, Czarni Jaslo will, possibly get. So we're going to say a prediction. I'm going to say a prediction of 2-1 final score. We'll see what actually happens, but it's going to be a good one. I love this venue here, this Joliet Slammers Stadium is just fantastic. It's called the Dooley Health and Care Field. The weather is terrific. It's been, in the 80s all day. Now it's cooling off a little bit, a wee bit of a chill in the air, but it's just absolutely a gorgeous night for soccer. And this field is wonderful. It's AstroTurf, the whole field, right? And even where you see that the infield grass is there, it's not grass, it's also turf. So even though the color is different, the field is exactly the same.
Well, we talked to Matthew Ribbons in the pregame show. As the match starts, it's Czarni Jaslo's ball. Czarni in the white, Steel City in the red and black, as it's stolen away by Steel City. Out at midfield, tap kick over to the sideline, and now played past midfield by Steel City. Lead kick from Ribbons over to Lysick. Lysick trying to do the crosser, then he takes his time on his left foot, faking the shot. Stop and start move. A lot of good dribbling there, right there by number 5.
I like the ball control, and I like the start. There was an initial turnover from Czarni Jaslo right away, and Steel City has had the ball ever since.
Tap kick over to the boundary. He was trying to find Camacho. Going after it that time is Max Schobel. Czarni tried to steal. Lead kick out in front. Good through ball. Aris Mendez falls to the grass. Back on it. In front and then tapped away that time by Alexander Gomez. Out to the sideline. Throw in coming up for Steel City.
So Steel City really taking the game right now to Czarni Jaslo. So we'll see if it stays like that, or if Czarni Jaslo is going to sit back and eventually counter, or they're just going to have to weather this tough storm at the beginning of the game. Great game to start, though.
Steel City is giving away swag. Follow us or post a picture and tag us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, and we will select a winner in the 60th minute for Steel City swag. All of those with a MySpace account do not apply.
I'm going to swear that you sound like a recording, but nope, that was live.
It was live. Are we live? Are we live, Bill O'Reilly?
Oh, Bill O'Reilly. Oh, no.
You ever seen that video, Bob?
I'm going to proudly say probably not.
Yes, you have. You just forgot. It was not FCC friendly. Let's just leave it at that. Kicked away. Haneka after it, past his body, and it stays in play. As Czarni Jaslo's number 23, Mikhail Zafalarski.
It was a nice way to clear the ball, but every time you clear it, you give the ball to the other team like that. And what we've learned with teams in the playoffs, or in this case, first place versus, I guess can't say Steel City's fourth place. I think they're 8th out of the 11th right now, but they are a good team. And turnovers matter, and the good teams do not turn the ball over often.
Good through ball.
That's onside.
Well, we talked to Ribbons in the pregame show. He said they've had problems beating this team, but they look good thus far. Kick, and great job saving it by the goalkeeper in Deppenbrock.
Now, in that case, you're not necessarily shooting for the goal. You're shooting for the save and the corner kick, and this is okay. I mean, if it happens to go through the goalie's hands, hey, great. But that was a good high shot. Looked like it was on net, and you're going to get the corner shot out of it. It's kind of like a second chance kick. I like the lefty on the corner from the right side. I like it when the ball bends toward the goalie.
Steel City would like to thank its presenting partner, Ozinga. Ozinga is a fourth-generation, family-owned American business in the construction materials industry. They make a positive impact on individuals as a one-on-one.
Yeah, that was quite a run on the left side.
They make a positive impact on individuals, their families, and the community for generations by providing concrete, aggregates, and cement that help build a better future.
You know, you've got to trip over your words at least once to let people know it really is not a recording.
Well, they do pay me a decent amount of money, so it should be a clean take. You ever seen the monologue that Jeff Daniels did in the TV show Newsroom?
I can't say I did. There's a push and a free kick.
It was so amazing. I'll have to link you after the game. I don't know how many takes he did to do that, but it's probably the greatest monologue I've ever seen. Jeff Daniels, who, by the way, has never won an Oscar. Are you a big Jeff Daniels fan, Bob?
I am, actually. He's a terrific actor.
What's your favorite Jeff Daniels movie?
I have to think, I don't know the name of it, but it was, I think it was where his wife got kidnapped, and I don't remember the name of it.
That was, okay. Not Terms of Endearment?
It wouldn't be that one.
Well, no, obviously, but that's one of his better ones. I know you're not a slapstick comedy fan, but Dumb and Dumber, one of his classics.
Yeah, call me a fan for war movies.
Those are great. War Horse.
Oh, I mean war movies like, you know, Storming Normandy or something. World War II.
Well, there's a lot of war in the movie War Horse. You ever seen it?
I did see it.
It's on our Twitter channel. Throw in coming up for Czarni Jaslo. And headed that time by Czarni's Jeffrey Agbaku.
He needs a link.
Yeah, it's on our Twitter page.
He's getting it?
Yeah.
You're okay? Let's go. You gotta go. Ask him. So the referee stops play again with another free kick.
You want replies? There you go. Yeah.
Steel City driving it in, out to the outside. Again, possession, centered it, headed out to midfield. No foul from behind called.
Played right now by Ribbons. He's guarded that time by Gomez. Stolen away by Jaslo. Loose ball picked at midfield. And then played over that time to Munoz. Munoz with a stop and start move. Back over to the circle. It's a little bit of a chilly night here in Joliet. I'm still wearing my jacket. Over to Lysick, good through ball. He's guarded closely by Aviles and past the foot of Lysick. Goal kick coming up for the goalkeeper in Deppenbrock.
And there is some wind. This is going to be with the wind. There's a flag up on top on the left. It's blowing left to right. So that's north from south. Interesting. The other night, just 2 nights ago, it was blowing from south to north. And hence the bit of a chill in the air. And what I felt like I could smell in the air was smoke. Are there Canadian fires still burning?
Yeah, remember that Yankees-White Sox game got canceled due to air quality.
Yeah, it felt like I could smell the smoke, but I don't know if the fires are even still burning. It just felt like it. But that's also providing a bit of the chill in the air. It's a gorgeous night, though.
Lysick will play it near the near touchline. No look pass as he was trying to feed Aris Mendez.
Well shielded. Gets another goal kick out of it.
Deppenbrock, he's been tested early, partner.
Yeah, one good quality shot from the side resulted in a corner kick.
Support businesses that support Steel City, including Chicago Street Pub, Audio Phil's Records, Migraine Brewery, Jitters, and John Wright State Farm Agency. When Steel City travels, it travels with DRC Buick GMC in Joliet. DRC is a leader in supporting Joliet, serving the area for over 30 years with all of their car buying and servicing needs. Off the foot, played near the center circle, Czarni Jaslo. They've struggled a little bit on offense, partner, as that's a lead kick. Good through ball out in front, chance for Jaslo, and a late kick that time by Steel City's Nigel Dillard. That's why he has the nickname, partner, the Minister of Defense.
Yeah, I think we're going to say that was an announcer's jinx when you said they were struggling with offense and they got to play like that. That was not far from a goal. If that ball had a little bit more pace to it, a little bit more to the right, the Minister of Defense would have had to have been a Minister of Speedy Defense to stop that one.
Corner kick coming up for Czarni.
Now, what we've been noticing on these corner kicks lately with the better teams, they're not only kicking it to the far post, but past the far post. Let's see where this goes.
Out in front, header, just a little bit wide.
And he is a big man. Earlier when I was on the grass or the turf asking for the lineup, I stood up next to him, and he's several inches taller than me, and I'm pretty tall. So he's a good man to center into on a header shot.
Jeffrey Agbaku. And he spells it Geoffroi. Very interesting name, very intriguing. Over to the goalkeeper in Contreras.
Would that not be the British way of spelling Joffrey?
Joffrey. Of course, one of my favorite actors, British guy, Geoffrey Rush. If you're a big Pirates of the Caribbean fan, Bob.
I do like that movie.
Not the sequels. The sequels were meh, but the original with Geoffrey Rush and Johnny Depp, fabulous.
Another goal kick. A lot of goal kicks from this side.
Yeah, that's something that's going to help Steel City maintain the pressure, keep ball possession in your favor.
Well, in Steel City, if that's been their game plan, they have ball control. They sure have succeeded so far. They're going to play out on this.
Yeah, try to get the ball away from Agboko.
He's a big guy.
He's wide open, no man on him, shot really high and wide, partner. What happened there?
Yeah, I might not really be happy with that shot normally. I think, though, since Czarni Jaslo is in first place, I'm going to give him a little bit of latitude, and maybe that was a good kick. He got behind the ball a little bit, got under it too much. Clearly, he wanted to be over the ball and keep your toes pointed down, right? But I'm thinking that's not as bad of a shot if you're a first-place team than if you're just a last-place team or something. That, to me, looked a lot like a turnover and not the kind of shot you want to take. But if you're a first-place team taking that, I think you get a little bit of latitude from me. That was a dangerous cross pass.
Yeah,
Stolen
dangerous pass.
Trouble.
Chance for Czarni, turnaround shot.
Needs to be on net.
He also had a man open in front if you just wait another second, a little saucer pass.
I think, though, when I'm 20 feet away from the goalie, about a 45-degree angle, I'm turning and blasting, too. I'm not looking for open people.
It's a good thing to go high. Contreras, he's about my height, maybe an inch or two taller, so going high on him might work.
But that's the thing, though, with Steel City. Right now, okay, they're sitting in 8th place, maybe 7th place, something like that. Those are the kinds of fatal turnovers you do not want to have. You know, turnovers are really important. Not only was that a turnover, but right in front of your goal net. That was almost a disaster. And, you know, any goal changes the complexion of the game in this sport.
Give up a goal, that might be it.
I think there'll be more than one goal scored in this game. But, yeah, you get behind by a goal, it changes the whole complexion of what you're doing, what they're doing. Maybe changes your organization.
What a play that time by number 7, Lucas Szczesniak.
You know, even though Czarni Jaslo hasn't had the ball a lot, every time they have it, they've been pretty impressive. Oh, stolen there, of course.
Yeah, I mean, Czarni Jaslo, they've had a couple of chances to score, Bob, but they just haven't had the ball a lot this half. What have they done to struggle with getting the ball?
I think it's more about Chicago Steel. Steel City. It's more about Steel City. They're doing a great job controlling the ball themselves. Okay, here finally, Czarni Jaslo got it and sent it. Looks onside.
Yeah, he's onside. Good job.
And a good bump to get the corner out of it. Good defensive play.
It shows you, Bob, in this sport, although slide tackling is the most popular way of getting the ball, there's a way to body up with the hips with avoiding slide tackling, especially when you get close to the box like that.
Yeah, that's well played. You do not want to do those slide tackles in the box. It's just so often that you accidentally, you don't mean it, but you miss the ball first, you trip the player, and next thing you know, you got a penalty kick coming. Here's that far
in the air, line drive kick, headed away. It's still in play.
I like those quarter kicks. They're going right in front, well, a little bit past, but they're in front of the net, but with just enough air on it that only the taller Czarni Jaslo players can get to it. They are very good at scoring. Both teams are stingy on defense.
I'm not surprised by what's happening in the match thus far. Steel City dominating in terms of ball possession. Chicago House AC is in second place in the conference, and Steel City tied them here at Dulian Healthcare Field. So it's a very a lot of parity in this conference.
Well, and you hit it right on the head. This conference is a very good, strong conference. I don't want to go so far as every team is good, but most of the teams are very, very strong and make for very good matchups. And on any given, whatever day this is, on any given Sunday, let's say it, anybody can win.
I mean, even Indy boys, they have a goal differential of -25. They still have 2 wins this year, so they can win too. Lead pass, Lysick around it, and last touch that time by Czarni Jaslo. Goal kick coming up for Contreras.
Again, good shielding, letting the ball go out of bounds so they get the goal kick. But this goal kick will be against the wind, so we'll see how it actually affects the kick. There you go, he just passes it out, no wind required.
I'm not going to have any wind on a tap kick, that the ball stays on the turf.
I like this, though. Bring it up slow and deliberate. Make nice reception on that.
What a great pass, partner. It was right on target, avoided the throw, and then kicked away by Lysick. They lost possession, but well, remember, it's where the ball initially goes out, so the throw-in will be pretty close where Lysick originally was.
Yeah, but it got the job done. 4 or 5 consecutive passes, pushed the ball for a throw-in on the other end of the field.
Man, Egbaku, they're going to have to look out for him.
I'm going to call him Jeffrey, is quite a player.
Out in front, the battle of the fives, and a little bit quicker that time was number 5, Salvador Garcia. Out at midfield, Steel City plays it.
Yeah, Steel City's doing a good job again. Disciplined also in the back line. Four men straight across and pushed up. So we might see a few offsides. There's a kick right to the goalie.
Yep, little crosser that's read well by the goalkeeper in Deppenbrock. Only 1 loss this year by Czarni Jaslo. The Czar would be happy if he was still alive watching Czarni Jaslo. Do I get an E for effort on that one?
Absolutely.
That's what
I
makes.
was thinking to myself how well that was read on defense.
Yeah.
Steel City saw the send coming and pulled the one defender back. It was just made it to a nice, safe, defensive, good play.
I think what's cool when we've done these broadcasts, last weekend we did Wisloka, a very big Polish background, Czarni Jaslo with a big Polish background. It's cool to see how big of a background the city of Chicago has in terms of Polish. Well, obviously the Polish sausage.
Yeah,
but
right. I mean, you're better at trivia than me, but are there not more Polish people in the Chicago area than there are in Warsaw?
It's really cool. I mean, it's all Polish soccer clubs.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And one could say, partner, if the home team wins, they're the underdog, so they would steal one away from Czarni.
Oh, no. We're going to have to give them credit for a point, though, there, so 2-0.
Do you have any puns in your back pocket, Bob? As that's a lead pass.
No,
good one for Aris Mendez.
I don't mind being shut out, but that was, again, a very good defensive move. They're both pushing against each other, and the defender did the better job pushing, wound up with the ball as a result. And it's very dangerous if he loses that pushing battle. I'm expecting to send here into the right corner. There it goes. Now we're going to see a center if he can do it.
Right-footed boot. Read well by Steel City. Czarni's going to have to earn those goals tonight, partner. Except that mistake that Steel City made deep in their own territory. They've been pretty flawless on defense.
Well, and that mistake scares you because you look at a team that's not second place, right? So if you're down in the standings a bit and you make a defensive gaffe like that, well, that's why you don't win every game.
Everybody, in terms of goal differential, we have 3 teams tied for a goal differential of 8, 4 teams tied for a goal differential of 9. It's very, very close in this conference.
Until you get to the Indy boys, right?
Yeah, it's been a struggle for Indy boys, but you know what? They win. Did you see that the Rockies took 2 out of 3 from the Angels, even though their run differential was -20?
Oh, isn't that amazing? Didn't they lose 25-1?
Yeah, and then they won the next game like 1-0 or something.
Oh, jeez. 25-3, the videographer says.
And then the next day, Moustakas from the Rockies got traded to the Angels after they lost 25-3.
So again, I like the Steel City thing, holding onto the ball, taking it up deliberately. Looking back at the defense, Czarni Jaslo is pushing up. Only 3 defenders back there, it looks like, for at least a moment. Might explain their offensive ability, because if they're playing more players up, they get more opportunities on the upper third of the field.
Midwest Orthopedics at Rush, the highest-ranked orthopedic program in Illinois, is proud to serve the Joliet community. To be your best, see the best. Lead pass to Haneka.
Yeah, that was a nice little chip into the middle. I thought the goalie might run out and get it, but chose to go back to the net.
Do you think, partner, why it's so tough for teams to play on this pitch? It gets kind of confusing in terms of where the end lines are located, where the sidelines are located.
Well, the field is wider, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I mean that's one of the differences too. A lot of teams aren't used to the wide field,
right.
And the home team can take advantage of that.
And we've talked about it on previous broadcasts. The end line for the Steel City goal is not the first baseline. It's 3 yards back, so that can be confusing a little bit for Czarni Jaslo.
Home advantage, and I also think it's the atmosphere. If you look around here, I mean, we've got the videographer trained on the actual game, right? But if you were to pan left to right or up and down, that kind of thing, it's a wonderful stadium to play in, and there are a lot of fans here. The concessions are good. This is a great venue, and I like it because there's no football yard markers here. So it looks like a soccer stadium, except for, of course, the baseball field, but it's not sand. It's the same exact turf, just another color.
Right.
Great venue. Some good ball control on the right side there. Here's those little triangles you try to get when you're in 3rd grade playing soccer. Then you switch the field. If you can't make much headway on the right side, you go try the left side.
So inside their own territory now.
Yeah, Czarni Jaslo showing some ball control here, and the send into the middle.
Played that time. It was off the foot of Svalarski, and getting a piece of it was Lasic, and he'll get it forward. Aris Mendez, he was guarded closely that time by Salvador Garcia. Now over to the sideline.
A dangerous but successful slide tackle.
Right.
You have to say you like the way both teams are playing in this game. Oh, that was a send that just didn't happen. Reminds me of Green Bay passes, right? Slants over the middle, and that looks like what Czarni Jaslo tries to accomplish. Slants down the middle between the defenders to get a miniature breakaway shot.
Sent over that time to Rodrigo Munoz. Now inside the circle, Camacho with it. The only man that we've seen not have the ball a lot in Camacho, and turnaround kick kicked away. Be a throw-in coming up for Steel City. It'll be Jake Bosco to take it from St. Francis, Fort Wayne. Actually, I think he went to St. Francis High School, and he went to Fort Wayne, Indiana University, Fort Wayne.
Yeah, I like that. When they gave us the roster, high schools and colleges. First class operation, Steel City is.
If there's anything wrong with the broadcast, just go on the live chat, let us know. You can watch it tonight in 720, and we have it pre-recorded, both 720 and 1080 as well. Stolen by Steel City on the left foot. Great dribbling, shot blocked.
Which will be a corner. Yeah, this might be a good time to bring up that little circular thing in the bottom right of YouTube. You click on that and click on 720. Some people have it set to auto and it'll just go to 720.
Yeah. Block kick. Ribbons, number 8, was on the kick.
One of my volleyball players one day had to show me that. I had the volleyball game in 360 or something, and they're like, Coach, press that little button down there. See that 720?
Steel City is undefeated all time. That crosser out in front, almost a chance for Steel City.
Got to play that back. I'm not sure what body part that went off to make it a high pop-up after he connected, but man, that was really close to a goal. Great centering pass. Steel City had I guess the defender got it. That explains it.
Hans Hanicka with 3 goals and an assist this year. Jake Lysick, 2 goals and an assist. Of course, Lysick is Steel City's all-time goals leader and points leader. Out in front, headed away. Steel City is definitely giving Czarni Jaslo their A for effort.
Well, that's the thing. All the teams are good in this conference.
What a spin move that was. Lead pass.
And unfortunately, a little too much pace on the ball on this fast turf.
The intended target that time was Enrique Gonzalez.
But not at all a bad thing, though. You're having a throw-in from your own, 4-yard line, right by home plate. Looks like he's going to go up to bat. And he throws a high pop up to the third baseman.
Now behind the pitcher to second base.
Yeah. Oh, they're going to call a free kick here.
So
a little too aggressive on defense there.
For Czarni Jaslo to score, they have to be good infielders. You score on the infield, and then Steel City, they got to be good outfielders. They play in deep outfield.
Yeah, I don't want to carry this too far, but maybe if you have better outfielders and infielders, they're going to score all in the second half.
All right, yeah. It's really cool. I'd like to see a soccer match at like Guaranteed Rate or Wrigley Field. It'd be interesting.
This is a great venue here.
It's really interesting to see soccer on a baseball field.
I know the videographer can hear us because we just bought him brand new headphones, right? So during a minor break, maybe you can pan the crowd here. It's an excellent crowd. A lot of people, all in nice box seats. None of these hard bleachers.
Yeah, the tickets are reasonably priced. One could say it's quite a steal.
Oh no. Wasn't it just like $6 to get in?
Yeah.
I like the hustle here. I like the pressure.
For Czarni Jaslo fans, it was 12.
Yeah, you want to press the ball if you can, and that makes it tough to make those midfield passes to connect, let alone to send for a breakaway.
Aris Mendez past midfield. He's been tough to defend, Parter. What has Aris Mendez, number 5 for Steel City, done so well?
Well, I'm going to go a different route for a minute. I was watching the Czarni Jaslo defense, and they had 5 across and perfectly even. That's hard defense to break through.
Lead pass. I mean, it's a 1-on-3 on that through ball to Aris Mendez, but it did go through. Crosser easily stolen by Czarni.
Or a very athletic move stolen by Czarni.
Well, when you have 3 men around the ball carrier, easy to steal.
Here's the center. It didn't go through.
Back and forth we go. Could be a 1-0 final tonight. Which goalkeeper do you have more confidence in? Well, Deppenbrock has the edge in terms of height, but height doesn't always necessarily mean you're the better keeper. All about athleticism.
Yeah, a lot of coaches like to profile that, and you bet they look for tall goalies. Doesn't mean they're better. It doesn't mean they're taller.
Right, doesn't mean they're athletic. I always think of basketball, that analogy, is that lead pass attempt to Anika. Sean Bradley was 7'4". He was out of the league 6 years later.
I don't know. You're going to prove yourself wrong on this one because you are a Nikola Jokic fan.
But he wasn't 7'4".
No, but he's pretty darn tall and the best
7
player.
foot. Taller doesn't necessarily mean better. That shot a little bit high.
Same thing. It's a little too high. I'm not sure I dislike the shot, but it went over the net for a field goal instead of on net for a shot and then a subsequent, at least a corner. But shots have been hard to come by this game. So when you see a lot of green in front of you and no defenders between you and the goal, you take it and you take your chances. In this case, it's a turnover.
Out to the sideline. It's played that time by Zazerniak. Now to midfield. Played by Zaflarski. Hanika on it. Closest to it was Garcia as he kicks it out, looking for a call, and Hanika cheated, aka a free kick awarded for Czarni Jaslo.
Yeah, they were both going for the ball, and if you're not going to get the ball, make sure you take a pound of flesh on the other end of the field, and you got to give up a free kick, but so what? You're really far away from the net.
No matter where you are in your financial journey, let Pursuit Wealth Group show you the way.
Some nice, again, those triangles. Remember that when you're a young soccer player.
Out in front, chance for Czarni, shot! Oh, just a little bit wide, partner. What happened there?
Oh, just needed to turn his foot, flatten his foot just a little bit. The foot was turned, aimed that way. It's kind of like, well, it went the way that your foot was telling the ball to go. So he had to flatten his foot out, and he had that the right side from our angle open. That was pretty close to a goal.
Close, but no cigar. Steel City just hanging on for dear life right now.
But a very, very quality wide right shot. I'd like to see a little more crispness on those passes. It makes it harder for Czarni Jaslo to catch up to those. Successful slide tackle there. Those are dangerous. That's where those free kicks happen.
If you're Czarni Jaslo, when would you go to the bench? And if you're Steel City, when would you go to the bench?
Yeah, that's always a tough call. That's why coaching is such an art more than it is a science. It's a warm day, maybe a little bit chillier than earlier, but you want fresh players
Lysick was offside.
Offsides. Defender knew it, so he gave up on it. Yeah, I would make a sub or two, maybe just a little bit, a couple minutes before half, and then a few more at the quarter, third way into the second half. You got to be careful though, because you bring in those fresh legs, but if the fresh legs aren't as talented as the starters' legs that you take out,
right,
you kind of have to be careful what the score is when you do that. I think the longer that the score stays, as they say, level, the longer you keep your starters in.
Richards Building Supply, Chicagoland's premier exterior building material supplier, carries the most respected brands in residential roofing, siding, windows, decking, and more. As Egbaku with it.
This guy is tough to handle. They made a nice steal. Unfortunately, not a great pass.
So if you're a professional contractor or a savvy do-it-yourselfer looking for great design ideas and installation experience, then Richards Building Supply can help. To get the knowledge and products you need at the pricing you deserve, contact your local branch or visit us at richards-supply.com.
Here's a potential shot coming.
Egbaku
nice
guarded closely. Falls to the turf. Is he flopping or did it really happen? The officials say play on. And that's going to be last touch that time by Hanika and Steel City. Well, Czarni Jaslo has made some adjustments on offense and defense, partner. They've stolen the ball quicker, and they've gotten the ball quicker, more ball possession. What have they done the last 10 minutes or so?
Well, what I can say is this Agboko is a load. He is tough in there, and I think he's become, there's a hold. That's going to be a yellow card. It might even, well, it'll just be.
No, not a red.
Yeah, just yellow. But that was as intentional of a yellow card as I've ever seen, and that's a message sent as well that, hey, you're playing too well. We're going to stop you any way that we can. But that's not a good spot for a free kick.
Well, I don't think he meant to do it. I think he just got a piece of the jersey, and he's just grabbing for dear life. And
he absolutely meant to do that. He got beat on the plate. He wasn't going to let that man beat him.
Right. I'm just saying he didn't mean to do a red card. It's like a.
Oh,
like,
no.
Right.
Yeah. I think you got to make a way better tackle.
More like a frustration thing. He got beat, then he saw the jersey tugged at a little bit.
To me, though, if you're a referee and you see that, you put him a little bit on your list, so to speak, and you're looking for another yellow card. I mean, unfortunately, defense is not going to be able to pull that one off again.
Alexander Gomez will take the free kick.
Yeah, this is a good spot for a free kick. It'll be far post, high in the air. And they are going to mark Agboku.
Line drive kick. Good job by Contreras reading it.
We were at a game the other night, and we were talking about goalies who punch it out and goalies who catch it. That was a really nice catch. That's how you play defense on that free kick.
Not a great boot, though, but it does find Haneka.
Yeah, connected. And then unconnected.
Yeah, that's why you like to have it in the air, so that it's easier for your teammate to head it like back to his foot or head it to another teammate. When it's a line drive kick like that, it's harder for Haneka to get that goal kick.
I like the decisions that Czarni Jaslo is making. Like they were kind of tied up on, the goalie's right, and then kicked it back to the goalie, which relieved all the pressure. Steel City is playing an excellent job on defense here, pressing a little bit. It's hard for Czarni Jaslo to move the ball. There's those little triangles on the right side to give and go. Let's see, it went out of bounds.
Played right now by Steel City. As past midfield over to the sideline, Lysick has it. As Lysick will play it. As it's played over that time to Schobel. Schobel on the sideline. Throw-in awarded for Steel City. Lysick will play it. It's even worse. At the sideline, now past midfield. It was played that time by Dillard. Now over to Haro. And it's going to be a foul committed that time by Czarni Jaslo. Free kick awarded for Chicago. Steel City.
Another dangerous spot for a free kick. Just a little bit deep, so that's probably the saving grace.
Free kick past midfield, most likely a chip kick inside the box. You want to get it to your tallest guy, Haneka, if you can. Another guy with good height is Jake Bosco. Headed away that time by Czarni Jaslo.
Yeah, easily cleared.
Gomez was near it. Now at the end line and a couple defenders around the ball. Last touch by Steel City. Goal kick awarded as Deppenbrock will take it. Come back to Dooley Health and Care Field for Steel City's final here. Steel City hosts Rockford FC on July 24th at 8 p.m. Steel City's next home game is July 16th at Lincoln Way Central High School at 2 p.m. against back-to-back Midwest Premier League champions, Bavarian United SC, also known as the Bavarians. When Steel City is in the mood for the best tacos, it looks for a Tacanijo taco truck. Steel City would like to recognize its most generous supporters. Club memberships include season tickets, swag, and other benefits.
That's tough in there. Czarni Jaslo is so disciplined on their back end. But like we said earlier when the game started, both teams are very stingy on defense, and that is absolutely what we're seeing here.
Back over to Czarni Jaslo. Czarni with it as he's trying to feed it to Armando Aviles off the body. After it was Agbaku, and now played that time by Camacho to the sideline. Great move. Almost got around Garcia at midfield. Last touch by Czarni Jaslo, and you got to be happy if you're the head coach for Steel City, led by head coach Vincent Makwanazi. They played decently, and they have a chance to upset Czarni Jaslo tonight.
Well, and I like what they're doing on Agbako, too. They're marking him. He is a marked man. It's not going to get anywhere without defenders near him. And that's one of the ways you got to stop this team. Steel City is executing this game plan effectively, flawlessly, as they get another corner kick. Or I guess it's a throw-in, I'm sorry. But they have the ball in the forward third.
Yep, in the lower third, headed away. Off the body. Played over to Steel City. Tap kick, as playing it right now is Schobel. Out in front. Eris Mendez had it. Eris Mendez with it. He has it. Kick, crosser, still in play. Lysick after it, straight up in the air. And played over to the near touchline. As it's last touch by Steel City Schobel.
I'm not revising my 2-1 prediction here, but it's looking more and more like a 0-0 game at this point. Both teams are very stingy on defense, and both teams are playing very well. And where either team might say, gosh, we're not playing well, it's because the other team is really good.
Well, Jaslo will take the draw, but you have to remember, Bob, RWB Adria has only played 4 matches.
Yeah, nobody wants a draw here. The only team that's going to take a draw is if they get a late goal to tie it up.
Right. I'm just saying, Czarni Jaslo, the loss would hurt a lot more than the draw. The win can really only help Steel City. The draw doesn't help them that much.
Well, yeah. In general, if you're a good team, you don't want to draw, and if you're a bad team, a draw is a good thing. There's a, whoa.
Right, but when you're Steel City and you're behind in the standings as much as you are, you need the win.
That's, yeah.
It's like the end of that Mighty Ducks movie where to get into the postseason, they needed the win. So they pulled the goaltender in Goldberg, and then the extra attacker was Fulton Reed. That slap shot into the back of the net, and he put a hole in the net. Are you a Mighty Ducks fan, Bob?
I love that movie, and I love that the Anaheim team became the Ducks.
The Mighty Ducks, now they're just called the Ducks after Disney sold the team.
What I also liked about that ball that went wide is we didn't have to go chase it into the next zip code. We had a shot on.
Off the crossbar! What a beautiful shot. 0 for 3, 2 shots that have gone wide and high, and that one off the crossbar.
Yeah, I don't know how much you say that's wide and high. And boy, they hit
the other 2 shots were wide and high.
This is a crossbar shot. I mean, how much better of a shot do you want from however far away that was from the goal? But what an attempt. But again, here we go. Both teams are stingy on defense. You had a lot of green between you and the net, but take the shot because there was no defenders in between it. What a great kick, unfortunately, off the post. The crossbar, I meant.
So far, Czarni Jaslo with 4 shots, Steel City with just 1. It's not been a lot of shots in this half, partner. It's been very stingy defense.
It's been a defensive show. Now if you want a high-scoring soccer game, you're not going to get that tonight, at least not so far. But, man, you sure love the defense that both teams are showing. And it's not dirty defense either. There's not an abundance of free kicks. I mean, there's a few, one jersey grab, but I mean, this has been a very, very clean, well-fought game.
Man, how close can you get, though? Remember Agboku, he had the goalie out of the net. He couldn't tap it over his head, and then that shot off the crossbar. The shot just went wide, 20 meters away from the end line.
And again, Czarni Jaslo doing a great job on defense. They had, for a moment there, 5 men across and straight across. And kind of pushed up. There's what's appearing to be a push.
I think that that's pretty blatant.
Well, it might have been a bit embellished as well, but definitely a push. You got to call it. Leaving the ball at the third base spot and saying, okay, if you want it, you got to go get it.
Past midfield, it's a free kick, and it's tapped over to the sideline. Off the body. Past midfield, tapped over, right in stride. Over to the sideline, off the foot. And we'll have a throw-in coming up for Czarni Jaslo. Always Home Real Estate Services is your local business developing ultimate care and attention. They can help with your home purchase, sale, or property rentals. They also manage properties for associations and investors. Find them at alwayshome247.com.
Oh, there's a successful send. Definitely on sides. And then swiped away.
Yeah. The problem with that, partner, is Czarni Jaslo, they have such great recovery speed. Just as Aneka got it, 3 men back to help out.
And it was a 1-on-3 as a result, right? And yet that was a very good-looking send. That was well controlled. And now switching sides.
Past midfield, tapped over. Great lead pass to Lysick. Lysick was onside, trying to keep it in. That is a shot, by the way, by Lysick. And easy save, though, by Deppenbrock.
Yeah, tough angle. I was goalie once on a tough angle shot like that. Where do you think it went? Between my arms and the post. So sometimes that goes in. If it's high enough and enough power behind it, it's hard to save those.
Well, I mean, the Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup, their first one since 1961, off a bad shot. Kane somehow got it past the pad.
Yeah, I think Kane was the only one that knew it was in the net.
Isn't that amazing? They did not win the cup from 61 to 2009. Then they won it 3 times in 5 years. And they probably won't win another cup for another 50 years.
Oh, no.
Over to the sideline.
Well, hopefully Bedard changes that.
Shot.
Here we go.
It's in the net. Agboku scores! The first place team partner takes the first lead of the match.
And I'm not at all surprised. Agboku was the first guy to score a goal in this game. He has been a handful this whole game.
Number 16 scores, 1-0 lead for Czarni Jaslo.
So as well as Steel City's played, now they find themselves down a goal. I don't think I would change the game plan at this point in time. They have played well up until this point. Unfortunately, just got loose for a goal, and that's what Czarni Jaslo does. Very high-scoring offense.
Agboku scores, big-time goal, and that one hurts if you're a Steel City fan just before halftime.
And he gets rewarded with a bottle of water.
Well, you just felt it. Too many chances for Czarni Jaslo off the crossbar. A shot that went high, a shot that went wide. You had a feeling that Steel City, if they were going to win tonight, it was not going to be 1-0. It was going to be 2-1 or 3-2.
Well, that's still a prediction, 2-1. They can still tie it up, and either team can score that second goal.
Out to the sideline, Lysick with it. Switching to his right foot. Good defense, a push. Where's the call?
It's just a goal kick. It's just a good seal on defense.
I don't know, partner. Looked like he. Now, here's the problem the ref has to see, what the line judge has to see, is he has to see if Lysick was falling down before there was any contact. Was the push directly from contact, or did the push happen as he was falling to the pitch?
Well, if you're saying the referee has to take a look, there's going to be a trip.
And look, Lysak's mad. Not that the fall was called there, but he's mad you call that one, but not the one at the end line.
Well, that one at the other end I don't think should have been called. But if you're saying it should have been called, that results in the penalty kick, and that's just, again, too much of a...
Well, I think he was outside the box. You're right, though, partner. It was close to the box. It would have been like a pseudo corner.
It's just that's how you play defense in soccer. You just shield the other player from getting to the ball, and then he fell over as a result, trying to play through the defender.
Aris Mendez might be gassed. He's got a lot of sweat, on his head, and he was putting his jersey on it. He might need a sub in the second half. Left-footed kick.
Chipped into the middle, right to the goalie. I think he expected a run from Abaku.
He looks kind of tired, Aris Mendez. It's one of those interesting nights. It's jacket weather as it's off the body that time of Garcia. Hanika has it. Hanika shot very wide.
Yeah, I don't know about that shot there. He had a defender in the way, left foot kick wide. He didn't really have a lane at the goal net. Maybe if he had shot it a split second later, he could have bent it around to the near post. But anyway, bottom line, results in a turnover. I think I would like to have seen him take that back to somebody if he could have. You want to maintain ball control and don't give away turnovers. And I know it doesn't go in the scorebook as a turnover. It just goes in the scorebook as a wide shot. Of course, later at the end of the year, the stats all look good. Hey, I have a lot of wide shots, but they don't result in goals.
Especially tonight, partner. Steel City, they need the win. And if it means taking less shots but more efficient shots, that's what you got to do. Meanwhile, they got to find a way to stop Agbaku because he might play all 90 minutes tonight.
Oh, yeah, probably will. Unless it's late in the game and they need a defender.
Yeah, we haven't seen him pass midfield a lot. He is the definition of a striker. Out in front, chance shot high.
Is that the same shooter that hit that one over the net earlier? He's got to get on top of the ball and point his toes down. It's just a reverse turnover, right? Got to stop kicking field goals.
It's kind of that double-edged sword. Well, if I wait too long, it's going to get blocked, right? But if you shoot it too soon, it's going to go over the net. So you'd rather take that split second and try to set something up. If it gets blocked, that's bad, but it's even worse to have an opportunity miss from a high shot. Good crosser, but just too much on it.
Yeah, it's going to be out of bounds, right? But it's going to be a throw-in from the corner, which it's difficult to take the ball all the way from one end to the other after a throw-in. Well, we'll see how Czarni Jaslo approaches it.
And if you're Czarni, now that we're in the 46th minute, you can just take your time. Headed away, up in the air. It's played that time by Gomez. Then headed back to the goalkeeper in Contreras. Not a lot of extra time, partner. On our clock, it said 45:50.
I was thinking the same thing. There's no extra time given, maybe 1 minute. But you know what? On the other hand, there wasn't really anything that would cause extra time.
Really
you don't
no
have to shag
injuries.
the ball very far. There weren't really any injuries. So, 46 minutes later.
That's what's cool about this pitch is because of the outfield fence, it's usually just going to go off the fence, quick goal kicks.
Right. So there's no reason to have extra time. Well, we do have a halftime here, and Czarni Jaslo with a 1-goal lead. It's going to be interesting to see what Steel City does different in the second half, or if they're going to stay everything the same. And if everything does stay the same, you know me, the mathematician in me, the prediction is going to go from 2-1 to 2-0. But I think I'm going to stay still on a 2-1 win.
Well, we're going to have to see a lot more on offense. They were outshot. Steel City was in that first half. We'll take a break. Stat Crew Analysis coming up next on SBS, the broadcasting network for everyone.
For the past 3 years, we have been awarded Energy Star Partner of the Year for Energy Management, and this year we have won Energy Star Partner of the Year for Sustained Excellence, which is the highest level of EPA Environmental Protection Agency recognition, and it is truly an honor. We're very, very happy to receive this award and this recognition.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. But my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and it's goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics, and we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics.
Illinois' top-ranked orthopedic and spine practice, Midwest Orthopedics at Rush, is now in Joliet. See a world-class specialist close to home. To be your best, see the best.
Attention, growth-minded contractors. Are your appointment cancellation rates increasing and your margins decreasing? They don't have to. We have the solution to help you turn those numbers around and grow your business, regardless of the economy. Engage clients before appointments, decrease last-minute cancellations, and increase keep rates with our easy-to-use virtual home designer tool. Clients will be actively involved by uploading their house pictures that personalize the design process. Your clients can change the design of their house and upgrade the parts they want with our product catalog. Clients can download the design report, accelerating the process and closing the deal quickly. Impress your clients and stand apart from the competition while demonstrating your skills with Richards Building Supply Virtual Home Design Center.
For the past 3 years, we have been awarded Energy Star Partner of the Year for Energy Management, and this year we have won Energy Star Partner of the Year for Sustained Excellence, which is the highest level of EPA Environmental Protection Agency recognition, and it is truly an honor. We're very, very happy to receive this award and this recognition.
Good evening, everybody. Second half about to start. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Bilsaway. The shot went off the post, so because of that, Steel City is out shooting. Czarni Jaslo was out shooting Steel City 6-5. So pretty even, partner. The problem is Agbaku plays for Czarni Jaslo and he doesn't play for Steel City, and that's the difference in this game right now.
I couldn't have said it better. That's about right, right? Both teams are playing well. You would think that because it's a 1-0 score, that Czarni Jaslo has all the shots on goal, but it's not the case. Steel City is playing very, very well. I was thinking on the locker room talks, right? I don't think either team is going to change much. Steel City is only down by a goal, and when you set up a plan, you plan to be ahead to win by 1. So if they think that that's the best game plan, they're only down by 1, so they're not going to change anything yet to try to tie the score up. Conversely, Czarni Jaslo, their game plan is working. They are up by a goal, so why would they change anything? So I think what you're going to see is more of the same in the second half. The trick is going to be, can Steel City not hit the crossbar or a post, and can they actually get one in? But they're also going to absolutely have to mark this Agbaku.
Yeah, number 16.
Yeah, he's a handful.
Yeah, he is tough to stop. He's so tough, the only way to defend him is
grab his jersey, right?
Grabbed his jersey and threw him to the pitch. All right, this is a baseball field, but it's a soccer game, a soccer match. Is it a baseball pitch?
Oh, no. That's pretty good.
Is it a baseball diamond, a baseball field, or a baseball pitch tonight?
Yeah, it's a baseball field always, so this therefore is a soccer field.
We never call it a baseball diamond?
They always call it a baseball diamond, but are you saying you're going to call it a soccer diamond?
You could.
The only reason it's called pitch is because the history in England when they played cricket was always on a pitch, right? So when they play soccer and the only open area they've got, which are pitches, that's why it's called the soccer pitch. So that's why I'm on a case here that there are no pitches in America, so therefore it's always a soccer field. But if you play, let's say in Britain, it's absolutely a football pitch.
So we play on a baseball diamond. It's a soccer match tonight, and we expect Ribbons and Lysick to produce, but who will be the diamond in the rough to score and be the one we weren't expecting to score tonight?
Kyle's going for a 3-0 lead now.
Did I get it?
I think you get one.
Okay, I got the trifecta.
Diamond in the rough definitely wins.
Are you a fan of Aladdin, Bob?
Well, Disney, no.
You don't like Disney movies?
They're too wholesome for me. War movies, remember, war movies. Here's a good run into the middle.
All right, good move. Yeah, through ball, chance, shot, rebound, try, goal! The goal, it's scored by Eduardo Gomez, set up by the through ball, Bob, and that might do it.
That was just a blitz onto the goal. Rode it right into the middle, took a shot, saved it, but then the rebound. There were two Czarni Jaslo players ready. They were like fighting over who's going to kick it into an empty net. That is not what Steel City needed to start the second half. Now they're going to play from behind by 2 goals, not 1. And now you have to ask, maybe they do got to change the organization, move a defender up to midfield, another midfielder up to the forward, and risk some more goals getting scored against you. But you can't let a 2-0 game stand here.
2-0 in favor of Czarni Jaslo. That might do it. Coming into tonight, Steel City undefeated all time in its 3-year history in Joliet, but that might be ended tonight.
Well, you can't end it at 2-0. I predicted 2-1, so Steel City has to get another goal. So my prediction is correct tonight.
Right. It's all about you. It's not about the team. It's all about what happens for you.
The only thing that matters is me getting the prediction correct. Boy, that's a good one for highlight films. That's how to score goals.
It sure is, partner. And for Czarni Jaslo, they're showing why they only have 1 loss and 1 draw on the season. Steel City's had opportunities, but it just seems like every opportunity that Steel City has, there's always a defender lurking right behind them, whereas Czarni Jaslo has had more wide open chances.
Well, and that fits, first place versus 7th place. It fits the goal differential. No call there.
What a goal that was, though.
Yeah, nice pass across.
It was set up to Marmolejo, who scored twice against the Kelp County United. Contreras made the save. No chance for another save.
Here's another run.
Yeah, great pass from Agbaku. You can't leave him wide open. Pass in front, shot, goal! Over to Marmolejo, set up by Agbaku, and now we have a blowout happening in in Joliet.
Well, you get the feeling that in the locker room, Czarni Jaslo, being a well-coached team, took a look at what the Steel City was doing and saying, okay, they're doing that, we're now going to do this. And they executed 2 early goals. Again, highlight film goals. I don't know how they left Abaku all by himself. Then he centered it to a perfectly open player, and it went in. On that pass, dare I say, maybe I could have even gotten that goal. That was a perfect pass to a wide open player in front of the net.
Well, at this point, partner, you got to keep playing hard if you're Steel City, but deep down you know this game's over.
Well, yeah, sometimes you don't always play for the win. You play to play. So nobody's going to quit.
Well, if you're the head coach for Steel City, do you start to consider emptying the bench, have players that haven't played much this season, see what they can do as you get ready for the next match?
Well, emptying the bench, no, but absolutely putting in some bench players. You have to find out maybe which players are willing to hustle just a little bit more. They want to get a starting spot for next game or next week or something like that. So, yeah, a couple of subs here wouldn't be a bad thing.
As it's sent over that time to Rodrigo Munoz from Olive Nazarene.
I just get the feeling, though, Czarni Jaslo is a step quicker in the second half, almost like they know what's going to happen. They used the first half to learn what they needed to learn and then stepped on the gas here. Now we get a corner kick. Right-footed kicker from the left side. That's what you want to see. I think I'd have more players in the box, though, if I'm Steel City. These set pieces are hard to get.
Up in the air, sent over to the end line. Hanika goes after it. No, sorry, that's Lysick. Now over to the touch line. Tap it over that time to Lechuga. Up in the air, high arching ball. As Czarni Jaslo, yeah, you're right, partner. This coaching staff of Czarni, I don't know what they said at halftime, but keep saying it to these players. They look a lot different than they looked in the first half.
Well, sometimes coaching staffs aren't like, oh, play harder, play tougher, communicate more. Sometimes it's like, well, you know what seems to be open? If we can take the ball into the corner instead of slicing it into the middle, maybe we got to take the ball to the corner and then do a crossing play. And it appears to be maybe what Czarni Jaslo did. Although on that second goal, they took the ball into the middle like they were, instead of a pass into the middle, they dribbled it into the middle. Then he dribbled it again. Then he dribbled it again and took a shot.
That was a beautiful pass by Igbaku. He has a goal and an assist tonight. And now, if you're Deppenbrock, you really want that shutout, right?
Oh, yes, you do. The whole team wants that shutout. I mean, the team would much prefer to win 3-0 than win 17-1. They want that shutout at this point.
So you're thinking that the goalkeeper for Chicago House was unhappy? They won 14-1, but they gave up the one.
I guarantee you he's going to bed sleeping and thinking to himself, what could I have done, or what should the defender have done to prevent that one goal? Yes. He doesn't care that they scored 14. He cares that he gave up his one.
That was a big goal for big win for Chicago House. They beat Indy Boys 14-1. Now they're in second place in the Midwest Premier League.
There was a push from behind, and he knew it. It's kind of like you push the guy from behind, you look guilty, and look right at the ref.
That push was by Nathan Solarski. Well, Steel City knew that if they gave up more than 2 goals, most likely going to be a loss, and that's what's most likely going to happen tonight.
Well, again, that's not what's driving them the second half. They're going to play the best game that they can and continue to improve as a team, run whatever plays and sets they need to increase their odds of winning next time. Take a look at what they needed to improve so that when they play a less skilled team.
Yeah, lead pass out in front. The other thing is, partner, what is Steel City doing or lack of doing? Whereas a lead pass to Agbaku, 1-on-2 for Agbaku, he'll slow it down. But every time Steel City has a chance, there's 4 defenders of Czarni Jaslo around the ball, and there's no help from Steel City with their forwards.
Well, yeah, no help. That gets tough because Czarni Jaslo has sometimes 5 defenders all across playing very disciplined defense. So it makes it really tough sometimes. There's very little midfield field for Steel City to work with to make good, clean passes. So then when they do try to split the defense, there's 5 defenders back there to split, and that's not easy. The corner kick.
Kicked out that time by Steel City.
Yeah, Czarni Jaslo is just a very strong defensive team as well as electrifying on offense.
Over to the end line, and sorry, it's the touch line, and it'll be a throw in for Chicago City.
I liked your comment though when you said Agbako. Well, he was on Czarni Jaslo instead of on Steel City. That's the difference in the game, possibly.
Yeah. Sometimes that's all it takes, partner. I always think of that World Cup match. Argentina was more talented than France, but France had Mbappe and Argentina didn't, and Mbappe scored 3 times to send it to PKs.
Yeah, I'm thinking the other way around. Argentina had Messi. What are you talking about?
Well, Mbappe scored 3 times.
I don't care.
Fantastic.
Yes, he did. He's fantastic.
He scored
player.
in the penalty kick, too, so we'll count it as 4 goals. Incredible.
He was incredible that game.
I think what's interesting about soccer is if you look at the all-time goals scored in MLS history, you probably can't name the guy. And that's because in soccer, it's not just about scoring goals. I mean, yes, that's important, but defense, through balls, team play, it's all important in the overall scope of winning soccer matches.
I feel bad that you're actually right about that. I should know. Who's the all-time leader in MLS goals? Maybe somebody can answer that on the chat.
It's not Clint Dempsey, so if you say Clint Dempsey, you're wrong.
All right, this is going to be a free kick in a very dangerous area.
It's a bad decision by Steel City.
And a yellow card. But more importantly, even than that yellow card, is this free kick's right down the middle here.
Right. Now, you can still set up the wall. You could do the 3-man wall if you want. Remember, though, no protection in that groin area.
Oh, no. Let's not go there. But I'm going to suggest more than 3 people on the wall. You're in close proximity of the goal. So the goalie has to check out on one side to make sure the ball can't bend around that wall. And then he's got to play defense and catch the ball when it goes around the wall on the right side. So right now, hopefully there's a lot of communication between the goalie and the defense. This is a very, very dangerous spot. It's not that hard for these players to bend the ball around the wall and still have enough speed on it to get past the goalie, so we'll see what happens. Looks like they're teeing it up. You're not allowed to do that, of course, but that's what it looks like they're doing.
Czarni Jaslo's Anthony Marmolejo, who has already scored tonight. And if you want to count him for the hockey assist, he had the shot that was saved by Contreras, and then Gomez finished it. 2 goals scored in the second half. It's still a tough one to score. Remember, you got to get it around or over the head of the wall. It's a 5-man wall right now for Steel City. It's Marmolejo to the left, and to the right is Gomez. It'll be a left or right-footed boot. They go with the left. Shot, saved, rebound try. And Steel City was wise to put 2 players around Agbaku, and they clear it as it went close to the feet of Agbaku.
And absolutely a fantastic save on that fantastic free kick.
Right.
Right. I mean, that goalie made a terrific diving stop to his right. If I was the goalie, I was expecting the shot on the left side of him. He had to adjust the other way and made just an absolutely wonderful save. And you're not going to grab that one out of midair. Knocked it away, and as you said, they double-teamed Agbaku and prevented the rebound. That was a pretty exciting play.
Yeah. If you're a Steel City fan, you're hoping it was still 1-0 when the save was made. Now kind of a too little, too late. But it's not really Contreras' fault they're down 3-0.
Well, again, what you're looking for is baby steps here and trying to do better this game, learn what you need to do better for next game. And that was a nice wall and a great save on a really good free kick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's good that Contreras is still playing hard, knowing the match is most likely over. And if you're Czarni, partner, do you just play conservative the rest of the match, or you try to score another one to make it 4-0?
Oh, gosh, no. You're trying to score and make it 6-0 if you can.
Just run up the score, get that goal differential up.
Yeah, and there's no reason to play more defensive than before either. Again, your game plan, whatever it was, is working. It's generated a 3-0 lead. Why would you change it?
Right, you haven't given up a goal.
No. And
limited chances for Steel City.
Right, and if you do give up, let's say 2 goals, well, then maybe you want to think about right. Then you want to think about going to kind of a defensive game late, to finish out the half. But there's no reason. If in fact, if I'm Czarni Jaslo, I put even more pressure on him. I'm going for a goal differential win here. 3, not enough for me. Keep pressing.
Well, we've seen in the first 3 matches we've broadcasted here at Dulian Healthcare Field, it's not a Steel City team that scores often in the first half. Even that game we did, partner, where they won 3-1. Remember, they trailed at halftime 1-0. and they scored 3 times in the second half. So the games we've done, it's mostly been a second half team, but that's a hard ask to be a second half team against Czarni Jaslo.
Well, they also have a good coaching staff, right? And in the past, we've seen them make adjustments at halftime that end up working. And that's the magic behind coaching. It's not just subbing in people at the right time and X's and O's. It's what adjustments do you make? What do you see that the other team it can be exploited? That guy's offsides.
Yeah, Haneka, not great at soccer IQ there, but I get it. You're down 3-0. You got to be kind of aggressive.
Yeah, well, you do need to be aggressive. And if you're going to get an offside call or two, again, that's a really strong defense that pushes up and stays disciplined straight across.
It forces you out of your element. So normally you're tracking where you are when it comes to the last defender, but with just the stifling defense of Czarni, it kind of gets you out of your element and you misplace where you were on the pitch. And played over to the other touchline. Well, we appreciate it if you're watching. The chat's open. Your favorite FIFA World Cup, MLS, or regular season for the college soccer. Favorite soccer memory. When Steel City travels, it travels with DRC Buick GMC in Joliet. DRC is a leader in supporting Joliet, serving the area for over 30 years with all their car buying and servicing needs. Near the box, right-footed kick. It's blocked. Good kick that time by number 3, Anthony Marmolejo.
It was well defended on that play. Now, being the armchair announcer that we are, I'm thinking maybe that wasn't the right shot to take.
Armchair soccer analyst.
Right. So, but nonetheless, it was taken, and they lost the ball as a result. Ooh, that's harsh.
You ever seen the rant from Charles Barkley about armchair basketball analysts?
I might have.
Look, we're pulling for Markel Fultz, other than you in your grandma's basement with the cookie crumbs on your stomach.
This looks onside.
Yeah, he is onside. Out in front, Chance and Deppenbrock read it well. Partner, you'd like to see more like a saucer kick so that you can get that volley kick into the back of the net.
Yeah, or maybe more pace on the pass, but not to be too critical. That was a nice run on the left side. He had an option to shoot it, tried to cross it, and just not enough mustard on the cross. And it was a good play, though.
You'd like to get that kick up in the air because it's easy for the goalie to read when it's straight on the turf like that.
Well, you're obviously hoping for a deflection there, but anyway, at least they had a chance. I like that. I mean, so far the second half has been all Czarni Jaslo. So that was a good attack on that far side.
It'll be interesting who they name all conference for the Midwest Premier League Heartland Conference. You got to assume Agbaku is going to be one of those players.
Yes. And of course, this is our data point of 1 that we see him on the field today. I assume he's always good.
Yeah, you usually don't have games where you're good all of a sudden, although Larry Sherry for that 1959 World Series was good for the Dodgers against the White Sox. We never really heard his name after that.
I wouldn't be surprised to hear Agbako's name more. He's a handful.
Then there's crazy things in baseball where a guy threw a no-hitter and he never pitched again. And it has happened in Major League Baseball before. Those one day in the sun moments. Tap kick over, his lead pass out in front, read well by
there's going to be the penalty kick.
That might be a PK.
That's the way to get back in the games. That's this dangerous slide tackle we talked about earlier. You just can't do slide tackles in the box if you might miss the ball. Now, they're calling for the trainer out, so that was quite the slide tackle.
Right.
But they're going to get a penalty kick out of this. So you do that 3 times, that's another way to get back into the game. Interesting, though, I feel like Steel City took a page out of Czarni Jaslo's book when they ran kind of a slant right into the middle, then went to make the pass. It got deflected, and that's when the slide tackle missed. You really got to watch slide tackles in the goalie box.
Well, you would assume that it's going to be PK because he's right inside the box.
Well, it'll be a PK.
Pitch, yeah.
And what I don't like right now is the clock is running, but then we'll get extra time at the end.
We'll get extra time. So if he scores here, now he might have somebody else kick it for him. As he looks like he might be done for the match.
Yeah, he's down and out here. That was not pretty, and I think the other team knew instantly, and that's why they called for the trainer to come out.
For Steel City, if you score here on the PK, you got to run to get that ball, bring it back to the center to not waste any time.
Yeah, every second counts. Is that what you're saying?
You see that sometimes when teams are down 2 or 3 goals. Now, let's say they score on the PK. Does that change the mindset for Czarni Jaslo on defense?
My opinion is I don't think it does. I think they've got enough of a cushion. The game plan's been working. They're ahead 3-0, maybe about to be ahead 3-1, maybe. Maybe they make the save, right? But they're ahead 3-1 or 3-0. I think they're going to keep their strategy the same. And I think they'll continue to hustle. And I think from what I've seen of Czarni Jaslo is they've gotten better in the second half than they were in the first half.
So Rodrigo Munoz is going to play through it. Right now, Camacho is closest to where the PK would be, so you assume he's going to take it. We saw him score on that free kick to make it 2-1 against DeKalb County United as the trainer.
So this is fun to try to predict. Near side, far side, up high. I'm going to say low left side, right. The goalie's right. Now, if I'm the goalie, well, now that's, of course, where you're going to go stop it, if that's where you think the ball's going to go. The question is, do you tip off the direction that you're going to hit it? That's why you see players like Messi come up there and slow their approach down, but they can't go backwards, and then they let the goalie commit and then kick it in. See what happens here. And the ball's live after the save is made.
Right, that's why there's a couple of Steel City players right next to him, parallel with the kicker. Big time save by Deppenbrook. Rebound try. Goal! Camacho scores, partner. Steel City still alive.
Well, we had that prediction right. Low left side, goalie's right. He made the save. Unfortunately, left a rebound right in the middle. It's too bad he couldn't deflect that ball further away. But it makes it a 3-1 game and far more interesting.
Well, we got ourselves a soccer match now. Goal scored in the 66th minute. Can they score 3 unanswered to at least get the draw?
Well, I think one adjustment that Czarni Jaslo has to make is don't slide tackle anybody in the goalie box when you have a 2-goal lead. Find another way to stop the player.
Support businesses that support Steel City, including Chicago Street Pub, Audio Phil's Records, My Grain Brewery, Jitters, and John Wright State Farm Agency. The Steel City goal, brought to you by Pursuit Wealth Group, was scored by Brendan Camacho and assisted by no one. Well, partner, we got ourselves a soccer match. Great save by Deppenbrock. Everything is tough for Steel City tonight when it comes to scoring goals.
Well, they were fortunate on the penalty kick. I mean, that was a play that was way at the edge of the goal box, but it did have an effect on the play. I'm not so upset about that being a penalty kick. What I don't like is when there's a penalty kick, the result of a play on the edge of the goal box to the side.
Well, that's the second time we've seen here at Dooley Health and Care Field that a Steel City player has not capitalized on the penalty kick. Is that something that they need to work on in practice in terms of their PKs?
Well, teams work on penalty kicks in practice all the time because when it comes down to the end of a game, they have to win or lose a game.
So do they have to work on their accuracy, how they touch the ball when kicking it?
Oh, absolutely, and their confidence. And the goalie needs to work on those plays too because those penalty kicks are so meaningful.
They've missed twice now on the PKs. They were fortunate enough to have the rebound. But they do have the goal, still trailing by 2, desperately needing a draw. Really, they need the win, though, so the draw doesn't help them that much. And Nika.
I like the way he pulled it back. It was a 2-on-4.
Yeah. Crosser, header, try! Just a little high. Read well by Deppenbrock, partner. He put the forward in a tough spot where he either had to head it downwards into the far post or head it over the crossbar, and Deppenbrock has great size for the position.
But what a great pass, and he did get his head on it, and you're absolutely right. He needed to bounce it into the net rather than hit it over the goalie. But what a great pass, great cross, and just unfortunately missed the net. But those are the quality shots if you're going to get back into this game you need to make.
Right.
But the sunny side of that is they've had some quality opportunities since the second half, the barrage of goals that Czarni Jaslo had. So the Steel may not be done.
I think you've been to too many Chicago Steel hockey games.
I know. I'm thinking about that camera woman that we had. She was a Chicago Steel camera person.
Well, she should be here and not the Chicago Steel game.
No kidding.
She blew it.
Well, at least we're not calling them free balls.
Yeah, no free balls. Kicked forward over to the touchline and Good job avoiding the foul by Steel City, but it will be a throw-in nonetheless. Overhead pass coming up.
That was well played by Czarni Jaslo to get that ball out of bounds.
Well, they're called Czarni Jaslo, so is their favorite musical number All That Jazz?
We might have to give you a tie on that one.
Yeah, it wasn't my best work.
We'll say 3-0-1, or in European terms, 3-1-0. A nice send, look out.
Chance for Hanika, left-footed kick blocked.
They get the corner out of it.
Yeah. They got to speed it up. You'd like to score in the next 10 minutes to put the pressure on Czarni.
Steel City is showing
here, but
yeah, Steel City is showing a lot of resilience here.
Steel City FC fans, make some noise.
It's a full crowd here on the third base side.
I think you're going to have a hard time telling the Steel City players that they're not trying hard in this game here.
Well, they're definitely trying hard. They just have to deal with Agbaku.
No, I don't.
Not a great kick, though.
I've never. Oh man, that happens on my kids' team all the time. You know, you get some coach who wants his son to take the corner kick, and then they kick it behind the net.
Just, I get it, right? If you put it right in front of the net, there's a lot of defenders, so it's easy to defend. But you put it where your offensive players are to get a chance for a header.
Well, yeah, you can't kick it behind the net.
Right. I guess the idea is if you kick it all the way past the post, you get a breakaway header into the back of the net. But the problem with it, it's at a tough angle, so the goalie has a direct avenue to save it. The idea is you kick it to the far post so that you have a wide open opening for the forward. That shot's blocked. Getting it on net that time was number 7, Lucas Zesniak. A lot of block shot in this half.
Come to think of it, that kid on my son's soccer team that kept kicking it behind the net on corner kicks, I'll give you one guess what his first name was.
Czarni?
I think you lost on that one.
Shot and that was
another
blocked.
Yeah, too wide. That wasn't even a little bit wide. That's
Yeah.
way wide.
The good thing about that, Bob, it does waste some time if Czarni wants to waste clock. But yeah, you'd like to see it get that on net, or at least close to being off the crossbar. Substitutions getting ready for both teams. We'll see a substitution coming into the match will be Zachary Gamster.
Is this the first sub we've seen?
17 into the match for Czarni Jaslo. As
Zachary
taking a seat for Czarni. It looks like it'll be number 16. No, not number 16.
17 came in. I think that's Zachary.
Yeah, I don't think Agbaku came out. There is a 6. Wait on that in a second. Yep, number 6, Luis Armando Avila. So 17 for 6. No way they're going to take Agbaku off.
Well, where is he then?
Actually, wait, I don't see him. You're right. They did not play him in the second half.
So it looks like they made a defensive sub here.
Right. So Agbaku no longer in.
Well, they
Luis
didn't do that
Armando
either.
Aviles.
Yeah, they put Zachary in, and they replaced Agbaku, and he's now playing the one forward spot. So
Do you see 16?
No, he's off the field.
Pitch, the diamond, the
Yeah,
field.
Yeah, he's out of center field now. And now playing short center field is Zachary.
Free kick coming up. It's a dangerous free kick spot. I don't think you're going to get it right on net. You're probably going to have to chip it and then redirect it in.
Well, here's where I'd like to see more Steel City players in that offensive zone.
Good job avoiding the handball by Steel City. Now Czarni, if they want, can waste some time.
Oh, I don't think they're going to look at wasting time.
Not a great pass right to the hands of Contreras, but he will decide to not pick it up to save time. And not a great pass there. It was intended for Camacho. Now with it is Gomez.
Yeah, that pass was a little too far for a slant in the middle there.
Yeah, that was an awful pass. You
Well,
want to
they
win in
kept the ball.
soccer, you got to be crisp with your passes. As it's off the body, that time of Solarski.
Yeah, I think soccer, because there's so few goals, people think it's okay that turnover as well. Turnover, what's it matter? You know, we weren't going to score anyway, but the reality is every possession is like gold. You just never know which one is going to result in a goal. That send is a little too far. That would have been a 1-on-4, 1-on-5
that's
maybe.
a problem, partner. Is there anything Steel City can do to get some help for Hanika? Every time Hanika has the ball, there's 4 defenders swarming around him.
Yeah, well, clearly more people on that defensive line so that Czarni Jaslo doesn't know which.
They got to run quicker to Hanika to give him some help.
Well, they need more options to be able to send it to that guy or that guy as opposed to just one option up the middle. Here's a send again. It's a 1-on-4.
Yeah. It's just easy to defend for Jaslo when there's so many players on defense on one player.
Yeah. I'd be pushing up a defender to midfield, a midfielder to forward. You're just down 2 goals.
And it's a big loss tonight. If you lose tonight, chances of being in first place go down exponentially. A draw, you're still very much alive. It's a huge win for Czarni Jaslo on the road.
They're finally. Oh, and they gave it away.
Yeah, what's the old saying? You want to go 500 or better on the road and 600 winning percentage or better at home.
That sounds like baseball percentages. I think
Any
a team
kind of
that's 9-0-1 would never settle for 60%.
No days off, Bill Belichick philosophy. Remember the parade? I think the Patriots won their 5th Super Bowl. And Brady was inciting the crowd at the parade. No days off. That's a good mentality, right? You just can constantly practice perfectly. I mean, obviously you'll take days off, but you want to have that mentality of constantly being in the game.
I think he waited too long for that send, and Czarni Jaslo knew exactly where that ball was going to go, so they closed in on it. There again, I think I'd just like to see another option to pass it that way or that way, to put more pressure on Czarni Jaslo if you can.
Wow, this might be a break for Steel City. It was last touched by Czarni Jaslo. Here
Or you could
we
argue
go.
well defended by Czarni Jaslo, but they get a corner kick out of it, so that's a success on that slant in the middle.
See if they go with the same thing they did before, where they sent it to the far post, or if they get in front of the net and get the header.
Well, that's going to be the goal. Or
Up in the air. Okay, hang time, header, and headed away.
That's unfortunate.
Lysick trying to keep it in. It's so confusing where the end line is, because you see the first base line, but that's not the end line. Headed up to the end line. Last touch by Steel City.
Oh, no, not out of play.
Touched by Czarni Jaslo. That might be by design, partner. Waste some time, let the ball go over the fence.
Yeah, I don't think Czarni Jaslo is into the time wasting right now. The goalie might have been on one of those plays, but that's only a few seconds.
Headed away by
Steel City wasted no time in kicking the corner kick, though.
They got to go fast. Stolen away. Two things have defined this match. Number one, Agbaku, and number two, the first 10 minutes that were played by Steel City in the second half, and that's where we stand right now.
Yeah, it wasn't even 10 minutes. It felt like the first 3 minutes they got those 2 goals. I don't know what the time codes were on them, but boy, they happened quick.
Throw in, header, up in the air, off the foot, played over to the center circle. Good job of slide tackling that time by Bosco, avoiding the foul. And then,
Well, I think there might have been a foul, but the ref was saying play on.
yeah, maybe playing advantage there.
Yeah.
This is a very talented Czarni Jaslo team. There's nothing that Steel City can feel bad about, but you'd like to see more energy. And when you start the second half, it looked like Czarni Jaslo had more energy than Steel City those first 5 or so minutes of the second half.
Well, the coaching staff, I feel like, saw something at halftime and made an adjustment, and it worked.
Right. When it comes to the start of the half, you either have the energy and the intensity or you don't. But other than that, Czarni Jaslo has outplayed them, and they arguably had the best overall player on the pitch in Agbaku.
So this looks like a send into the corner. Oh, maybe not.
We will see a substitution soon. Jason Iniguez from Lewis University coming into the pitch.
There's the corner, but they need more in the middle. There's only one player in the middle for Steel City.
Crosser, corner coming up.
I'm going to say Steel City needs to push up on that.
This Steel City corner kick is brought to you by Pursuit Wealth Group. And how about this, fans? Let's make some noise. No matter where you are in your financial journey, let Pursuit Wealth Group show you the way.
So I'd like to see Steel City push more people into the box, put a little more pressure for an opportunistic goal here. I think on that last play where they got the corner kick, there was only one player out in front of the net. I like this.
Good pass, shot.
I don't like that.
Beautiful block.
Well, they get another corner out of it.
Yeah. Beautiful block by Marmolejo.
That might have an effect of moving Czarni Jaslo out further
You're
from the net.
struggling, partner. I'm going to buy you a one-way ticket on board the struggle bus.
Could call him CJ, right?
They are from Chicago. Their full name is Czarni Jaslo Chicago.
So the goalie had to hop the fence to get that ball.
Yeah, come on, don't let your goalkeeper get it. He's working
Really?
too hard.
I'm thinking there's those 4 kids over there. There's that kid over there. They got a second soccer ball sitting right behind the goal.
You like the neon green that Deppenbrock is wearing? Very festive and very
bright. You got 2 subs.
2 subs coming in for Czarni Jaslo.
Now I'm going to say fresh legs. So even though the starters are coming out, you probably got some real nice fresh legs on the field here.
Eduardo Gomez coming in, as is Marcin Stanley Chieda. Deppenbrock almost avoided giving up a goal on a penalty kick, wearing the neon green, and it's possible that Contreras, the opposing goalkeeper, could be green with envy.
He might even be neon green with envy. Oh my.
Tap kick as Steel City, they're chasing 2. They've chased as many as 3 today. They've never led. It was 1-0, then 3-0, now 3-1.
And that's why that first goal is so important. It just changes the complexion of the game so much.
You could almost tell once Czarni scored, the momentum of the match changed. Once they scored, you could kind of see that sigh of disbelief by Steel City. We've done everything, and we're still down 1-0.
Well, even though it's an open-air stadium, it might have taken some of the air out of the fans. I mean, there is a large contingent of people watching this game today. And I really like what they did at halftime. They let them all come out onto the field and have fun with some soccer balls. I mean, you really can't hurt the turf, right? If this were a grass field, they wouldn't have done that. Send into the corner.
Over to Hennick.
I'll get somebody in front.
Hans Hennick will
trip.
Will his forwards give him a hands? As that's redirected right into the hands that time of Deppenbrock.
Well, that was a good offensive attempt. The ball was in the corner looking for a centering pass. He had the ball in the box for a while, making some good foot moves. So, you know, if somebody were to have hit him rather than the ball, it would have been a second penalty kick. So you got to like what Steel City did there.
We'll get a sub right now. We appreciate Recruitling Sports Video Service watching the broadcast. Substitution coming up for Czarni Jaslo, Chicago. Do you know what Chicago means in Native American, partner?
Onions?
What about onions? What kind of onions?
Is that, oh gosh, I would
You're half right.
I would have Chicago onions. I would have no idea.
What? No, what does Chicago mean Native American? It means something onion. What type of
just
onion?
onions, probably stinky onions.
Kind of, yeah, smelly onion. Amir Hito coming into the match. Hans Hennick.
I never was very good at Trivial Pursuit. I had a hard time getting all 6 little slices in there. But I think I get credit for a slice on that one.
Up in the air. Was kind of on target, but reading it well.
Well, they get a corner kick out of it.
Yeah. It was reading it well by Jason Iniguez from Lockport.
So it eats up a lot of time. They get a corner kick. They could increase the lead on this.
Steel City would like to invite everyone to the field at the conclusion of the match for a picture and autograph session with Steel City. Autograph cards will be handed out at the conclusion of the match.
That's precisely the right way to get more fans for your team.
When Joliet is hungry, it calls Nico's Pizzeria and Grill, as that corner kick goes very wide. Nico's has a wide-ranging menu and is the official pizza of Steel City FC. Don't go anywhere. The post-game show brought to you by SBS coming up next. Might be Camacho. We'll see. We've already had him, though, in the post-game show, so trying to think of somebody else to do. Maybe the goalie and Contreras. We'll let the audience decide. Feel free to go on the live chat. Let us know who you want in the post-game show. Besides Agbaku, who for Czarni has really impressed you tonight, Bob?
Yeah, besides everybody? You have to think about that.
It's been a complete team effort tonight.
Yeah, we had some subs go out.
Everybody for Czarni gets an orange slice and a juice box.
Yeah.
In the old Seinfeld episode, no soup for you, but for Czarni Jaslo, everybody deserves a cup of soup. It's a team effort.
I mean, Alexander Gomez had some impressiveness to him.
Yeah.
Number 4, right? He had a couple of kicks that went high, right? But he played a real good midfield game. So, I mean, that would be a player you might look at. And then, of course, I have to think about the defenders because clearly Chicago, here I was going to say Chicago Steel again. Steel City has been stymied on the offensive side.
Couple of substitutions coming up for Czarni Jaslo. Matthew Skorupa and David Mikolajczyk. I have no idea. Mikolajczyk. We didn't get a pronunciation guide before the game, so I have no idea. Mikolajczyk. We're gonna call him David Michaels.
I don't know. I'll take a shot at Mikolajczyk. Mikolajczyk. David Mikolajczyk. I'll say that.
Remember when Doug Benkiewicz played first base for the Twins?
Yeah.
But like how it was written, it did not look like Benkiewicz.
Well, I mean,
all.
so many players like that.
Even Brzezinski. Well, it's pretty
yellow card?
close. Yellow card awarded.
Guess he must have said something.
It obviously wasn't friendly words. As he'll take a seat. And another substitution coming in. Number 20, David Mikolajczyk.
So that was Szczeniak that went out, number 7. He did have a very good game as well.
It's just been a good, complete team effort, especially on the defensive side of the pitch. Lead pass, Lysak's onside, chance for Lysak, what a play by Deppenbrock. Lysak can't believe it, Deppenbrock, one of our 3 stars of the match.
Yeah, I feel like it was a little bit of a delayed read on that, but he certainly didn't wait too long, and he made the play to kick it out of bounds.
Well, partner, at SBS we do the 3 stars of the match. I'm assuming all 3 of your stars would be for Czarni Jaslo?
I would go that route. When you win 3-1, I think you deserve all 3.
And according to Recruit Links, it's pronounced Czarni Jasło would be my number 1 star. Foul committed on the pitch. Committed by Czarni Jaslo. Second star would probably be number 3, Anthony Marmolejo. And the third star, he almost had the shutout. He did make the initial save on the PK, the goalkeeper, in number 99, Jalen Deppenbrock. Once again, don't go anywhere. Post-game interview coming up next on SBS, the broadcasting network for everyone. We'll get a Steel City player. Might be Contreras. We'll let you decide. Deppenbrock. He is fearless, partner. He saw the forward coming right at him. It didn't matter. He decided to get that ball and got it.
It's a tough spot for a goalie because you got to take that ball with your hands if you can. And if you're at all late,
right.
I mean, you could get a face full of ball, a rib full of foot.
We saw it in that Chicago House Bavarian United game where Halterman for Chicago House was called for the red card because he got a piece of the foot. But that's what you got to do as a goalkeeper. You got to find any kind of way to avoid giving up goals. That's going to be a foul. They want a yellow card, but it was pretty inadvertent.
Well, it's late in the game, and the referee wants to continue to avoid the chippiness. So maybe if that play happened in the first minute, it might not have been a yellow card, but late in the game, they're going to call that like that.
A yellow card caution.
We have an injury in the goal box.
Uh-oh. This
Looks
is
like
what's
a cramp.
dangerous, Bob, those non-contact injuries.
Well, this is a cramp.
Okay, I hope so.
Yeah.
But I always think of non-contact injuries when Teddy Bridgewater tore his ACL in a non-contact injury.
Yeah, he's cramping up. You can tell by the way he's being stretched right now. It's tough. I mean, what do you do to not cramp? What I do, eat bananas before I play, right, and drink lots of water, and start drinking water the night before. And if you play on a hot day, double the water intake. There's a football player, I forget which one, maybe Emmett Smith or something. He said he would drink like 24 of those little bottled water things the night before a game. You want to be hydrated.
But, you know, if you have 24 bananas before
Not
a pitch.
24 bananas.
Hold on. If you have 24 bananas before a soccer game, one could say that you're going bananas.
Yes, you would say that. Or have gone bananas.
Right, yeah.
You know who's fun to watch on TikTok are the Savannah bananas.
Yeah, they're fun to watch, but there's something about artificial baseball that I don't love. Like, it's kind of fun a couple of times when you watch it, but then it just gets to be like, okay, let's play normal baseball. And then, like, they do some crazy things where the pitcher comes set for like 30 seconds and then finally pitches, and I'm like, let's play a little baseball here.
Well, I think they do it for the fans.
Right. It's just not really my cup of tea. It's the same reason why I don't love that runner on second, nobody out thing in the 10th inning. I just don't like my baseball being artificial. I get why it's done, I just don't love it. But I have enjoyed the pitch clock more than I thought I would.
Oh, I'm saved by it. You don't have pitchers walking behind the mound anymore for 38 seconds before they throw the ball.
Over to the touch line. We are now in the 91st minute, and it's all over but the crying.
Yeah,
it's going to be a
a
Czarni Jaslo victory tonight.
Yeah, there'll be a couple minutes of extra time, but I don't think a whole lot. I think the 3-1 game will stand.
Just not enough offense, but just fantastic defense by Czarni Jaslo. It's impressive what we saw tonight, and it's kind of bewildering how they've lost this year. They look like a team that could go undefeated if everything goes their way.
Well, like anything, it's hard to do.
We saw it with Chicago Nation, the United Premier Soccer League. We've got them on Saturday night against Goshen City. They are 10-0-1 for the Midwest Central Division Championship match.
Yeah, I did not expect Goshen to win that match.
Yep, they beat an undefeated Vizloka, who was 7-0-2. Of course, I have the Americanized view of records, so 7 wins, 0 losses, 2 draws. But sometimes in soccer, you like to do 7 wins, 2 draws, and no
I
losses.
kind of like it that way, the wins and draws, because the draws count as points.
So many years of covering hockey, I'm used to that mode too, where it was win, loss, draw. But now it's win, loss, overtime losses. There's no more draws in hockey.
On that play, I liked how the goalie caught it again. You know, don't punch it out, just catch it. Get total control of the ball.
Because the problem with that is you don't want to give up set pieces. When you knock it out of bounds, you give up the set piece.
Let's see if they have another run in them before the clock runs out.
Could have been called a foul. They'll play advantage.
Well, I think he hit the ball.
It's Czarni Jaslo. Oh, look at this steal. Chance for Steel City. Out to Lechuga, past his foot.
But, you know, it was feathered ahead, but count how many Czarni, okay, here I go again. Czarni Jaslo players are right on it. There's 8 defenders back there. There's nowhere to go for Chicago City. Steel City.
Did you say Chicago Steel again?
I did.
You're fired.
I might be.
Well, the home team tried to steal one, but the away team was up to the challenge.
Yes, Czarni Jaslo is not going to let Steel City get another goal. I like the pressure there. Good hustle.
I think Steel City is ecstatic to see that Agbaku didn't play in the most of the second half.
Yeah. Got 2 goals, then they took him out. That was the end of the scoring.
A goal and an assist. Tap kick, Chance, and Deppenbrock. Look, we've talked a lot about Agbaku, but this goalkeeper in Deppenbrock is fabulous.
Well, the defense in conjunction with the goalie has been pretty undentable. The only goal they did get was that rebound off the penalty kick, and even that wasn't straight in on the penalty kick.
So
that was
according
a
to Recruit Links, the team name, it's pronounced Czarni Jaslo.
Oh my goodness.
We were way off base. Whatever. Hey, nobody commented. I guess they thought it was right, the way we're pronouncing it.
I guess we had the Americanized version of it.
Oh yeah, we butcher everything in America. But then we like our butchers at Jewel, so it's okay. Over to the touchline. And it's impressive, partner. 2 goals scored by Czarni Jaslo in the second half. And Steel City is really going to have to hurry. They got to score, get the ball back, and score in 30 seconds.
But they're hustling wire to wire. You got to give them a lot of credit for that.
They're just overmatched in terms of talent. And that's the problem too. When you play against a player like Agbaku, it drained their defense so much. They had to focus on him most of the first half, and it allowed open lanes, passing lanes, and shooting lanes for his teammates. I mean, it was so tough for Steel City to defend him. We saw a yellow card where he grabbed the jersey, did 31 of Steel City. Off the knee. Tapped over.
Oh, a little flop.
A little bit, yeah. Ribbon's not happy about it.
Yeah, I don't think you flop when you got a 3-1 lead in extra time.
Hey, man, gamesmanship, part of the game, right? If you don't like it, change the rules. Czarni Jaslo can either do a little tap kick, or they can just kick it out of bounds and take the victory. Instead, they'll just do a little tap kick over to the sideline, then slid over to the far touchline, as it was sent over that time to Gomez.
I like that they're not just eating the clock. They're trying to push for a score here, or at least make it look like they're pushing for a score here.
Right. It's all Czarni Jaslo tonight, or Jaswo.
Oh no.
I don't know. It's Czarni, Yaswo. If you're on the chat, let us know. I have no idea. We did that Bizloka game, and a lot of the teams on that Polish soccer team, we had no idea. Into the box, shot, it's a goal! Score it to 21. Not on the roster, probably at Eduardo Carrillo.
I don't think anybody expected that. Now the official run into the corner and the slide, knocking the flag down, and his whole team chasing him to congratulate him.
Impressive, partner.
So it's a 4-1 win.
Well, that hurts in terms of the goal differential for Steel City, but really, they were only going to be happy if they got the win. They did not win, and they got blown out on their home pitch.
Well, it's further wrecking my points bet game prediction. 2-1 is now 4-1.
Well, that's why you should never bet with points bet. You got to be a Barstool Sportsbook guy.
So when the score was 2-1, I'm sorry, when the score was 3-1, but my prediction was 2-1, I was only off by a goal. Now I'm off by 2.
It's a lot of soccer played right now, Parter. We're in the 97th minute.
Well, I like that the ref let them play, gave Steel City a chance.
Handball, but the whistle was already blown, and that'll do it. Czarni Jaslo with a fabulous 4-1 win, but partner, it was 1-0 at half, and Czarni Jaslo made the adjustment in the second half. They were fabulous in the second session.
They were fabulous, especially those first 3, 4, 5 minutes in that second half where they added 2 more goals. I mean, that kind of ended it right there. You knew that it wasn't going to be an easy comeback if Steel City could have come back at all. But we watched a really fun game attended by a lot of fans with terrific concessions and a great venue. And Steel City has a real good thing going here.
Well, they're going to have to readjust and get ready for their next matches. They're going to have to win out, no more draws to be eligible for first place. And for Czarni Jaslo, RWB Adria has only played 4 matches. So remember, they got to make those matches up. So even though Czarni Jaslo is comfortably in first place, they know that RWB Adria is going to make those matches up. So for Czarni Jaslo, celebrate tonight and then back to work tomorrow morning.
Couldn't have said it better.
No days off, right?
Right.
Well, it's a 4-1 win for Czarni Jaslo. Big time win for them, and that does it for our play-by-play broadcast. So for our excellent crew, for Noah White, for Jeffrey Clark, for Bob Bilsway, I'm Kyle Smith signing off. Post-game show coming up next on SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, it started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. Well, my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and it's a goal! So 3-3.
Attention, growth-minded contractors. Are your appointment cancellation rates increasing and your margins decreasing? They don't have to. We have the solution to help you turn those numbers around and grow your business, regardless of the economy. Engage clients before appointments, decrease last-minute cancellations, and increase keep rates with our easy-to-use virtual home designer tool. Clients will be actively involved by uploading their house pictures that personalize the design process. Your clients can change the design of their house and upgrade the parts they want with our product catalog. Clients can download the design report, accelerating the process and closing the deal quickly. Impress your clients and stand apart from the competition while demonstrating your skills with Richards Building Supply Virtual Home Design Center.
Illinois' top-ranked orthopedic and spine practice, Midwest Orthopedics at Rush, is now in Joliet. See a world-class specialist close to home. To be your best, see the best.
For the past 3 years, we have been awarded Energy Star Partner of the Year for Energy Management, and this year we have won Energy Star Partner of the Year for Sustained Excellence, which is the highest level of EPA Environmental Protection Agency recognition, and it is truly an honor. We're very, very happy to receive this award and this recognition.
Hi, I'm Sean Rugstad, Caldwell Banker Realty. I'm out of the Glenview, Illinois office. I left Caldwell Banker a time of transition, thinking that the grass was greener on the other side. I was gone for 2 years and I realized right away I had made a mistake. I love the culture of Caldwell Banker. It's built around the agents. That's something that I felt I was missing before. They promote success by everybody working together. Everybody can network. Everything about the company is the best.
Ever since I was a little kid, I've been interested in the ideas of justice and fairness and equality. That's why I became a lawyer. I have the opportunity to advance these ideals. Now more than ever in our world, it is important that we highlight these issues. It's important that we fight for these issues. And my clients know that Keating Law Offices will not just fight for them, but they will fight for these ideals.
Your time is now. When passion runs through you, become your own hero.
A deal for me?
A deal for everyone!
17 East Van Buren Street, Joliet, Illinois.
Before we celebrated this special night, before we fell in love with our home all over again, we searched for a company to handle our entire remodel From architecture and material selection to permits and complete construction with impeccable design. We found Air Room.
Visit the Air Room Design Build Center in Lincolnwood to explore your home's potential. Air Room. Architects, builders, remodelers. Your project begins at airroom.com.
You are a seasoned loan originator. You've been around the block and have the portfolio to prove it. You should work here. You expect to be compensated fairly. You've earned the freedom to do what you're good at and the support that makes it possible. You should work here. You're a builder of relationships, a cultivator of trust, a deliverer of dreams. You should work here. You are a team player, a culture enhancer, and on most days, a smile provider. You should work here.
We are Wintrust Mortgage.
One of Chicago's top workplaces
For the past 7 years in a row.
And in case we haven't made it clear,
We want you to work here.
Ever since I was a little kid, I've been interested in the ideas of justice and fairness and equality. That's why I became a lawyer. I have the opportunity to advance these ideals. Now more than ever in our world, it is important that we highlight these issues. It's important that we fight for these issues. And my clients know that Keating Law Offices will not just fight for them, but they will fight for these ideals.
Hey, North Shore Reel producers, it's time for events to start happening in 2022.
Wait a second. You look like Jason, you might sound like Jason, but you're not Jason.
You got me. Busted. You know what? I'm sure realtors would appreciate your attention to detail. You should get into real estate law.
Thank you. Well, as a matter of fact, I've been a real estate lawyer for almost 30 years. Hey, I have an idea. You should have your event here at 1090 Brewery in Glenview. It's a great space. They make their own craft beers, and it would be awesome.
Sold. I'm obviously not going to argue with a lawyer.
Do you want to go look at the space?
Sure. Lead the way.
Let's go.
Welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. I'm Kyle Smith. A hard-fought loss for Steel City FC tonight as they lose 4-1. It was a tough one. Angel Aris-Mendez, you did score a goal in the second half, but just not nearly enough tonight.
Yeah. Well, first I want to say kudos to them. They're a very great team. I came into the game knowing how well they played, and they executed their game plan. I know they watched the film. They did their job. Unfortunately, we didn't do ours, but that's just how the game goes sometimes.
So you're number 5, the opposing number 5, Salvador Garcia. Great job defending you. What was he doing so well that was hard for you to get past him tonight?
I think he was reading the passes perfectly. Like, it was all about that last stitch tackle, you know. And right when I thought I was gonna get the ball, that's when he came and toe poked it. You know, I thought I was quick, but he was quick as well. And you know, those are the games that forwards like me, strikers like me, like to have when you have a good center back like that. It makes me want to play more. You know, having a good defender on me.
Deppenbrock only gave up 1 goal. He's got great size for the position. What was he doing between the pipes made it tough for you to score against him tonight?
I think he covers his angles perfectly. I remember the first half, right in the first 5 minutes, I took a good shot to the right, top right, and he got there quick. And Hans had a couple where he got there low pretty quick. And second half, it was a PK goal, but besides that, he was doing really good in the 6.
So Camacho scores on the penalty kick off the rebound. It's a rarity in soccer. What do you guys work on in practice to always be ready in case the keeper saves it on the PK?
Well, it goes back to Pee Wee soccer. Just be ready on the lines, get your 5 fastest guys on the side. If he shoots, if he doesn't score, be ready for the rebound. Luckily, it came back to us, and we put the goal away.
So Czarni Jaslo only scored 1 in the first half, but they scored 3 in the second half. What's it going to take on defense to try to allow less goals in the second half in future matches?
I think, honestly, it was just a lack of concentration when it came to the second half. I thought the first half, although we went into the half 1-0, I thought it was a well-fought first half. I felt we were the better team in the first half, but obviously we came in, lack of concentration. Kudos to them again. 2 great balls behind us and 2 easy tap-ins for them. Good goals.
Contreras made some fabulous saves. What was he doing between the pipes, helping you guys keep you in the match?
What he does. This is what we brought him for. Always those fast reactions, quick saves. Unluckily, we weren't there to help him out and clear those 2 goals, but that's what we got to practice for. We're going to go back, watch the film, and fix everything we can for the next game.
Final thoughts about the match. Obviously, you guys wanted the win, but Czarni Jaslo, they showed why they're first place in the Heartland Conference.
Again, we knew how tough they were going to be. Now it's on us to go to practice, fix everything we got to fix, get a little quicker, recovery, work on the dribbling, everything that happens in the game, and hopefully when it comes to our next game, we could perform better.
That's Angel Arismendez. That does it for our post-game show. So for our wonderful crew here at Dulian Healthcare Field, for Bob Bilsaway, Jeffrey Clark, and Noah White, I'm Kyle Smith signing off. A 4-1 win for Czarni Jaslo, and we'll see you next time on SBS.